There's a harsh truth that we often don't realize until much later in life. And that truth is, nobody's coming to save you. Even though that is harsh, if you stick around, you'll see what I mean, and you'll understand the reality and the necessity for you to be able to take control of your life, your career, and your future starting today. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name's Chad. We wander through life always thinking that everything is going to be fine, because for the most part, everything is until it's not. We don't plan our future, and we believe that our job, our job, is safe. And ultimately, the big takeaway is nobody's coming to save you. And that is tough, but it is the truth. Whether it's the people around you, your boss, your job, the government, none of those people, nobody can secure your future except for you. The only person that can take charge of your life is you. That's what I'm going to go over today. Because ultimately, job security is an illusion. In our younger years, we believe that as long as we work hard and we stay loyal to our job, our job, our boss, then they'll always stay loyal to us. We believe that loyalty will ultimately be rewarded. We believe that putting in the long hours, the hard work, we believe that building up our reputation in the long run will create more job security. And to be fair, it actually will work for a while. It can work for a while. Early in your career, if you work hard, you're always on time or you're early, and you perform well, you will be rewarded. You'll get promotions, you'll get raises, they might give you more responsibilities. You become an asset and you feel secure. But the security is the truth is that security doesn't last forever. Companies change, industries evolve, and one day you might wake up and find that the value that you used to bring to the table, that it does not matter near as much. Maybe your company's priorities shifted. Maybe they're looking at different ways to cut costs suddenly. And out of nowhere, you're the person who's spent decades earning that reputation, earning that wage that you've developed, earning that promotion or responsibilities. One day they just see you as too expensive. And I went through this in my mid-20s. I was laid off 4 times in 1 year. I thought my job was secure, my pay was secure. I got those promotions and responsibilities, and out of nowhere, I was a casualty of an ever-changing industry and an evolving company that was looking to cut costs. But I also want to look at how age can affect this outcome as well. How your age can actually affect your career. Because I don't think that gets enough attention. People don't realize how aging can affect their career. We like to believe that as we get older and we gain more experience, we're able to generate, or we're able to become more of an asset to that job. We feel that we're more valuable to that company. And that is true to a point, but there does come a time when you peak. There's a time that comes in your 30s, maybe your 40s, you are indispensable. But then you get to your 50s or your 60s, and all of a sudden you become a liability. Because here's what happens. As you've dedicated your time and life to that company, you've accumulated those raises, you've received those promotions, you've received that higher salary. But from a company's perspective, it's extremely easy for them to start thinking, can we find somebody younger, someone cheaper who can do the job, someone that's willing to do their internship at next to nothing, who they can train and mold into whatever it is they want out of their affordable employee. Because you've become an expensive asset. And in today's world of cost cutting, you being an expensive asset, you actually become more of a liability. Think about this, if you're in your 50s or 60s, how many companies do you think are actually going to want to hire you? Because the sad reality is, by the time you get to 60, most companies won't even give you an interview, regardless of your experience. Because they're going to look at your experience and your salary expectations, and right off the bat, they're going to see that as an opportunity to bring somebody younger, somebody cheaper that they can train and mold, and they're going to seize that opportunity. And then the reality of layoffs. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but the reality is if your company is going through a rough patch and they're looking to lay people off, who do you think they're going to get rid of first? Some places might have some sort of seniority structure. Some places are union and they prevent that from happening. But almost every state is a right to work state, and they can lay off and let go whoever they want. And if you're an older worker with a higher salary, you bet your ass you're going to be on that chopping block. It's not because you're not valuable, it's because you're too valuable in terms of cost. And that company knows that they can replace you with somebody younger, somebody that's less expensive, somebody who doesn't demand the same salary and benefits you do. It's nothing personal, it's just business. Ageism is a real thing, especially when it comes to the workforce. Hello. Hi, bud. Hello. Hi. Companies and corporations are always looking to increase their profit margins and cut their costs. And oftentimes, the first place they cut those costs is their labor cost. And they want to control that labor cost. That's where they're going to make the cuts. And that's why your job isn't secure, even though it feels like it is. That's one of the reasons. I said, I've experienced this firsthand when I was in my mid-20s. You might feel irreplaceable, that your company values you too much to let you go. But I'm telling you, that's nothing more than an illusion. Our jobs are never as secure as we think they are. My boss could come to me tomorrow and say, Chad, we have to make budget cuts. We got to cut costs. We got to let you go. Unfortunately, you top that list. And just like that, all those years of hard work, loyalty, and dedication mean absolutely nothing. It could all be wiped away in one decision, in one meeting, closed behind closed doors that only a few people have access to. But here's the difference between me and most other people. I'm prepared for it. I want to make sure that I'm not left scrambling if anything along those lines ever happened. I learned from my last mistake with my secure job. I'm not going to be left scrambling. I have a plan in place in the event that that happens. I've built multiple streams of income, and I've taken control of my future. If I lost my job tomorrow, that could just give me an opportunity to double down on my YouTube channel, or I could just explore other options and not miss a beat. But ask yourself a question, and you say the same. If your company, if your job let you go tomorrow, would you be ready for that? Have you taken ownership of your future? Because this is a critical point that I want to drive home. You need to take control of your future. Don't sit there and wait around for somebody else to do it for you. Don't wait for your business to do it, your company, your job, or anyone else. The only person that can secure your future is you, and you have to do that. It's about taking responsibility for your life and realizing that nobody else is going to create your future or your success. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Whether that means starting a side business, a side hustle, whatever. Setting enough money aside into some sort of an emergency fund. Investing in yourself, going and finding some life coach who can guide you through the process. Hiring a business coach, or even transitioning into a more secure industry. You need to take proactive steps to make sure that your future is in your hands. Your hands. Find a job that provides the most amount of security that you can. Because there are careers that do provide more security, but virtually none of them come without sacrifice. For example, you could go be a cop in a major metropolitan area. It pays good, it has a retirement pension for you, it'll provide amazing benefits for you, except the job is dangerous. The academy and the training is going to be hard. Hello. I quit. Getting into the trades like HVAC, becoming a welder, becoming a plumber, those can all offer a solid income. They can even offer you the possibility of starting your own business. But it requires you to learn a specialized skill and work your ass off. If you're willing to sacrifice comfort and time for just a few years, there are tons of career opportunities that are secure and will provide an extremely good future for you. I think a great example is truck driving. If you're a single dude and you go get your CDL, you could live in your truck for a couple of years and do nothing but drive over the road. And if you did that and you invested every penny you had, you didn't have a house or an apartment, you didn't have a bunch of bills, if you sacrificed for just a couple of years, you lived in your truck, like a lot of truckers do, you could turn that into life-changing wealth. But there again, it takes hard work and sacrifice. Here's another crucial point to learn, something that took me several years to learn. You need to figure out how to have multiple income streams, because ultimately relying on that one job, it's always going to be risky. Even police get laid off. Even truck drivers get laid off. However, the risk is lower and the potential for future is higher. But if those jobs go away, your entire financial foundation crumbles. And you don't need to be a multimillionaire to diversify your income. Just start small. Maybe start investing in stocks or mutual funds. Maybe, like I said in one of my previous videos, you start with house hacking. Maybe it's a free side hustle. Maybe you freelance something. Maybe you develop another skill outside of your employment. Maybe you have a passion that you can turn into a business, kind of like I'm doing with YouTube as we speak. The point is, don't rely on one source of income. And the reason why this is so important is because it gives you freedom, and it'll give you the freedom to walk away from that job if that's what you want to do. It gives you the freedom to invest in other opportunities. It gives you the freedom to be able to weather the storms that life is going to throw your way. And it's all about building control and security from where you're standing. Because you have to have a long-term vision in order to make your sacrifices right now. And here's where the long game comes into play. Success, financial freedom, and security don't come overnight. It's about having a long vision for your life and being willing to put in the work over time to achieve it. Now, there's a quote from Les Brown that I really like. He said, if you want your life to be hard, do what's easy. If you want your life to be easy, do what's hard. It means that if you take the easy path right now, like settling down for that job that doesn't pay shit, or you simply just take the easy path. You take that career because it's comfortable. You take that job because it's familiar or it's what you've always done. You're setting yourself up to have a hard future. But if you're willing to put in the hard work and make those sacrifices now, like taking on a new career, learning a new skill, or making tough financial decisions and understanding that delayed gratification is required, then your life in the future will be much easier. You'll be able to set yourself up for success in the future, and you won't have to worry about someone else determining or doing it for you. It's important to build discipline and consistency. When you build discipline and consistency, those two things will make all the difference throughout the rest of your life. Whether it's building a business, growing income, or improving your personal skills, discipline and consistency are key. When you look at successful people, whether it's a business leader or a professional athlete or anyone at the top of their game, they didn't get there by chance and they didn't get there by luck. They showed up every day and they put in the work even if they didn't feel like it. And over time, that discipline compounded into success. And if you can develop the habit of being disciplined or sticking by your goals day in, day out, you'll start to see the results that you want. But there is no shortcuts. And I think your why needs to be the ultimate motivation, because your why is probably the most important part of everything that I've said, everything in this conversation. You have to figure out your why. You have to figure out why you want to achieve that success, why you want to achieve financial freedom, why you want to make sacrifices. And when I say you have to find your why, I don't mean you tell yourself, well, I want to make 6 figures simply because I've never done it. You need to ask yourself again, why? Well, because I'm not making enough money right now. Why? Maybe it's because I made poor decisions. Why? There's some limiting beliefs there. Why? And you need to keep doing that until you're able to get to the root cause or the core of your why. And you have to be honest with yourself about every one of those answers to that question, why? That question goes extremely deep, but it's necessary, because once you legitimately figure out your why, once you can finally understand that why, you will be willing to make those sacrifices, sacrifice that time, and put in that hard work. Until you're able to do that, you'll probably just be a victim. I'll never achieve financial success. I can't ever get ahead. Why can't I ever get ahead? Why doesn't anything ever work out for me? Because you're asking the wrong why. If you made it this far, do me a favor and go down in the comments section and put the word future, just the word future. Let's drive this home for us, ourselves, and our future, and the future people that come and watch this video. It's also one thing that you can do to help out the channel. It doesn't cost anything. I appreciate you guys showing up. I hope each and every one of you showed up for yourself. Thank you guys so much for those super thanks that you guys have been sending me. You're really and truly blowing me away. Thank you so much for those 10,000 subs. I can't believe that we made it to this far, this fast, but in no time could I do it without you guys. And for that, I appreciate the hell out of you. That's all I got for today. Thank you for showing up. I hope you're showing up for yourselves, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.